A chief concern for companies today is to protect their endpoints against exploits. Sophisticated attackers target company endpoints because they are easy initial target routes, through which attackers can progress an exploit incursion to penetrate a company target. Exploits take the form of the most common intrusion vectors, so a company's ability to detect exploit activity on an endpoint as early as possible is key to eliminate or significantly reduce the potential impact of a threat. So what is an exploit and how is it executed? Let's start by defining exploit. An exploit is a piece of software, data, or a sequence of commands that an attacker sets up to run on a target system in an attempt to take advantage of a bug or a vulnerability in that system. However, unlike most traditional endpoint threats, exploit activities don't have traditional signatures to compare against, so traditional signature-based cybersecurity solutions without dynamic threat intelligence can't protect against most exploits. Skilled attackers understand this vulnerability and develop exploits that bypass these traditional static types of signature or pattern file-based protection systems. Now let's examine how an exploit is executed. First, the hacker identifies their exploit at target applications, such as Office, PDF, social media, or browsers, and then creates a shellcode to establish a level of control over the application. Second, the exploit will open a trapdoor into the target application to download larger exploit code, called the payload. Third, the payload conducts additional malicious activity that ultimately provides the attacker with control over that endpoint. From there, the attacker is free to find company resources and assets, to move laterally, and to exfiltrate the targeted information. So, how can companies protect their endpoints from sophisticated exploit attacks? With FireEye HX Endpoint Security. FireEye HX Endpoint Security delivers advanced exploit detection with its new Exploit Guard feature to address the well-known gaps in endpoint protection capabilities of traditional, signature-based, and file-based security systems. FireEye HX can detect activity at each individual step in an exploit process and identify the processes attempting to take control of an endpoint. FireEye HX also detects an exploit trying to execute on its primary design. For example, identifying a process is attempting to download some type of payload, such as a malware file, employed to compromise an endpoint that allows them to advance their level of control. And because FireEye HX provides companies with complete visibility into every endpoint, an exploited endpoint can be contained and thoroughly investigated quickly, empowering companies to better understand the potential scope and impact of an incident, as well as giving companies the ability to determine what assets the exploit and payload were after. With years of expertise in identifying and containing advanced threats in network products, FireEye can apply their unique skills and solutions capabilities to address the serious threats to endpoints that exploits represent. With FireEye Endpoint Security, analysts now have the information they need to respond immediately, to determine the scope of an incident, and to take immediate action to protect against any attempt to exploit endpoint vulnerabilities. Protect your network's endpoints against exploits with FireEye Endpoint Security, an adaptive defense against known and unknown threats.